So I do have some slides here, so I'll be kind of looking down here at the slides, so just so you know. So what is the call tonight about? We're going to talk about morning routine, why that's critical in that first hour of the day, right? To set everything up right, to set up your day. And then after that, you figure out how you can work with me more. So if you're not currently a client, I'll give you some information that we can connect, and then we can work together. But a little bit about me. I am a husband. I've been married for 15 years now. My wife and I are from Colorado, Denver, Colorado. And I'm also a cat dad. On the slide here, I have a picture of our Leopold. So he just turned 4. If you look on my Instagram, you'll see him on there too. I've lost 40 pounds, and I managed to keep that off over multiple years. I'm no longer on blood pressure medicine or anything like that. So a couple of accomplishments there. So a little bit more about me. I'm an IT geek by day, and then I work part-time at night, building wealth and building another source of income for our family. I actually have a whole nother training as it relates to that, but for this training, we're mainly going to talk about morning routines and how that plays into everything. So I'm a lifelong entrepreneur at heart, as I like to say. I remember when I was a little kid and everything, and even going into like junior high and stuff like that, I'd scrape together my money, right? And then I'd go to Costco, get like the bulk size of candy, like the full size bars and stuff, figure out the cost per unit, right? And then I would go on ahead and like double that or triple that, right? And then go to school and sell those. So and then I've done some like Shopify stores and stuff like that. So like I said, I have a whole nother training on that sort of stuff. But I've been a Beachbody affiliate since 2015, and I've helped many people, dozens of people, and directly with their goals and accomplishing, whether if that's business related or health and fitness and stuff like that, probably even other ones that I'm not even aware of. So, but what is it that our company does? So we partner and mentor with those that desire to build wealth on a part-time basis. That's one of the things that we do. And then the second thing that we do is that we help anybody that has an ambition to improve their overall health, to help them get started through a customized meal plan or through a customized health plan that includes mindfulness, so they can achieve long-lasting success, not something that just, you do it for 30 days or 60 days and you kind of fall off the wagon and gain the weight. So those are kind of the two pillars that we do here. The next slide here, I have my personal results. And so these are the ones you probably, if you go through my Instagram feed, you'll see it on there too. And so I'm pretty thrilled with those, to be honest. So that's kind of the things that we do and kind of, my personal stories. So let's go ahead and get into the kind of the meat here of why we're here, right? So I have a slide here that's basically, I have like 5 pillars of health is what I call them, of true health, right? And the number one thing, in my opinion, the most important is sleep, right? Making sure that you get quality sleep as well as adequate quantity, right? The next one is individualized nutrition. That's super important. I don't think that there's such a thing as a one size fits all sort of nutrition plan, right? And there's, you might try some program that works great for your friend, but then you don't get any results off of that, right? And there's particular reasons for that. And, we can explore that and work on that together to figure out exactly what it is that works for you, right? You can't be afraid to experiment and try different things. It's not going to be the same for everybody. So the next pillar is mobility and strength, right? And so it's not just about lifting weights or anything like that, or cardio or anything like that, right? You have to have a balanced approach. You want to make sure that as you start to age, that you're accounting for that flexibility, the mobility, and it goes beyond just like stretching, before your workout or anything like that. I'm a huge believer in yoga, and so you'll see that a lot of times in my stories. I always make sure that I incorporate yoga into my routine at least once a week, sometimes twice. I also have some other programs that I really like as well, but we can talk about that later. The next pillar that I like to talk about is brain and gut health. And I actually had some stuff with this recently as well, to where I found that I was having some issues and stuff like that, and it ended up being related to gut health, right? And I was eating healthy, I was doing all the right things, and it turned out some gut health issues. So I really had to revamp and reset my nutrition plan and diet and all that stuff. And then that plays into your brain health too, right? If your stomach's not doing good and it can't absorb the nutrients that you're eating, then you have to fix that first, right? Before you can do that. And then that relates to the brain and a whole host of other things. So that's a whole nother topic that we can get into. And then the last one is mindset, right? And this is kind of where, when I work with a client, when I work with a business partner, that we really start to dive into mindset and making sure that you're setting up your mind for success for the long term, right? And I also put in there quotes, it's like happiness, right? So just overall satisfaction and being gratified, gratitude for life and enjoying your life while you're on the journey, right? So why is the first hour important? So number one, it sets up your day for success. I truly believe that. It defends against negativity, right? There's a lot of negativity out there in the world, and you watch the news and stuff like that, and it really like starts to wear on you, I've found, and you really don't even realize it till you start to unplug from that, right? If you've ever gone on vacation for like a week, right? And then, you don't have any technology or anything like that. Then you come back and you're like, oh, wow. You kind of realize that, right? So it gives you a calibration point. And then it helps with your mood, your overall mood for the entire day, I found. And then how you interact with others, right? And, it gives you the right kind of mood and stuff like that. So the next slide that I have here, and if you want these slides, I'm recording it too. So just send me a DM, and I'm glad to send you the slides. I'll send you the recording. I'll get it uploaded as well. So where I like to start off with is about a few years ago. I had a business partner that was talking about morning routine and stuff like that, and she really recommended this book right here, called The Miracle Morning. And this one's the actual journal. This one's the book to go with it. But she recommended The Miracle Morning, and I put it on my list, and this was a number of years ago, and I'd heard it before, and it kind of sat there, right? So I had a list of materials and stuff, and I'd never really dove into it. But then I was finally like, okay, I struggle with mornings, but I know like how important it is, right, to set up the day and for like running my business and all that stuff. It's everything. And so I'm like, all right, I'm going to do something about this. And so I picked up this book and I read through it, and it was great. I started implementing it right away and running through it. There's also this, so he has a journal. So you can see this one's journal. Really recommend, like, both of these are amazing. He also has ones for like entrepreneur and stuff like that. So great series. That's where kind of my journey started, right? About 2 years ago, I would say. And I really took it hard and really implemented all of it. So it's by Hal Elrod. So if you look it up on Amazon, you can find it there. But within the book, he talks about lifesavers, right? And lifesavers are, it's acronym. So SAVERS, right? And if you can't see the slide here, the first S is for silence, right? Or better known as meditation, right? And it took me a little while to figure this out, right? So it's about 5 minutes of meditation is what he calls for in the book. I've actually bumped mine to 10 minutes. Then the A is for affirmations and figuring out what those affirmations that you're going to be. He helps you with that book. In the book, helps you how to write out your affirmations so they're meaningful to you. And then you study those affirmations, you read them out loud, really feel them. That takes like 5 minutes there. The V is for vision. So really teaches you to develop a vision, what you want your life to be, this year, next year, into the 3-5 years. If you don't create this vision for your life and what it is exactly that you want, then you're kind of leaving it up to chance. So I spend about 5 minutes after my meditation, make sure that I have a vision where I want my business to go, where I want my marriage to go, and relationship, and all those sorts of things, right? Whatever your focus is, whatever your goals are. The E, and you can do these in any order. You don't have to particularly do them in this order. So the E is for exercise. And so I do about 30 minutes of exercise every morning. And we'll talk a little bit more about this later in the slides of what exactly it is that I do, and how I can help you with that, and we work together, right? So that's exercise, about 30 minutes a day. Change it up between, lifting weights and some HIIT cardio stuff, and then like yoga. And I also have some physical therapy stuff that I really like to do for like shoulders and stuff. And then the next one, R, that's for reading. So it calls for 10 minutes of reading in the book. So not just reading like any book, right? But, reading things like The Miracle of Morning, right? Right now I have one that I'm reading. It's called The 12-Week Year. That's a pretty good book. Trying to, compress your time frames, get your goals done. And then the last S is for scribing, or better known as a journal, right? And this is one that, so spend about like 5 minutes on that, journaling, right? And it was one that it kind of was new to me. And so it took me a little while to get used to it, right? And develop it. And kind of what it is today is I've actually developed it into a gratitude journal. And so I think of 3 things that I'm grateful for each morning, write those down, right? And that really over time helps your mindset to shift. So my next slide here that I want to talk about is kind of the evolution of my morning routine, right? So, excuse me here, I got some tea here. My voice kind of starts to go. So my evolution of the morning routine, right? So over the last couple of years, I've developed as to kind of what that is, right? So I have like a host of tips here. So I'm just gonna kind of rapid fire get these out for you. So hopefully you're taking notes. If there's anything that you missed, like I said, DM me, shoot me a message. I can get those to you. So I found that I really didn't like, one of the problems that I was having in the morning is I didn't like kind of the traditional alarm clock, and like getting out of bed at the dark, when it's dark out, is really difficult for me. So there's these switches, they're light switches that are like smart light switch. So there's different brands. I use Wemo. It's okay. But you can set a timer to that, and then you can set it to gradually turn on. And so that's what I started doing. So I replaced the regular light switch, had that, and then set that on a timer. I also have a wall plug that's plugged into that, plugged into the wall, and that has a little space heater. So it kind of warms up the room so it's not so cold and stuff, especially Colorado winter. It's kind of hard to roll out of bed and especially get up and work out. So that's number one. Otherwise, I've removed, and this is another tip from another book, I removed all the tech from my room. So there's no phone, there's no TV, none of that sort of stuff. So it took me a while to do that, but I was able to finally get that out of the way. The reason being is because it really affects your biorhythms, and the EMF waves and all that sort of stuff. Like the Bluetooth and Wi-Fi and all that stuff can really mess with your sleep patterns. And I've even discovered even like the Fitbit really kind of, once I was calibrated, then I could really tell the difference, even wearing a Fitbit, that it was kind of waking me up in the middle of the night. So that's that. And then I also, so the next thing that I do, so I get up, get out of bed and everything, and I go to the next room, I grab my phone, put in the AirPods, and then I search YouTube for some motivational speeches, right? So your mind, when you first wake up and you have that kind of that brain fog, right? Your subconscious is really susceptible. I think it's like 10 hertz or something like that the brain operates kind of at that time, right? So your subconscious is really accessible. So I start my morning off right away with that positive message, getting to my subconscious to really help with the day. And then I go downstairs, I take my pre-workout, plant-based pre-workout supplement. start doing some reading and stuff like that. I'm still listening to the YouTube and all that, right? Letting the pre-workout kind of, take effect. And then I I go downstairs and then I start my home workout. I don't really, if I had to go to the gym, I don't know if I would do that. So it's easiest for me to just go downstairs. I can start streaming my workout and get it done with. After that, when I come upstairs, I found a Headspace app that I really love. That helps with like the meditation, a guided meditation. I think they have like a 30-day trial that you can try for free, and then it's really reasonable after that. And then I dive into my life, the rest of the savers from the Miracle Morning. And so all in all, it takes about an hour, a little bit, maybe a little bit more than that some mornings, but an hour generally. So, and then in addition to that, I also put on there, I really like audio books for like the personal development and skills development and stuff like that. I'll listen to that like when I'm doing chores or when I'm driving, commuting, that sort of stuff. So that's kind of the bulk of it right there. But that brings me to kind of the streaming workouts and stuff that I do and the company that I represent, Beachbody. So this is how, if this, this interests you and you decide that it's something that you might be interested in working with me, we can certainly do that. And I can help advise you with these sort of things and how we can overcome your barriers and work together on that for long term. So, but it's Beachbody on Demand. So the streaming workouts, it's their entire catalog, world-class, fitness programs. You've probably seen a lot on TV and stuff like that. You can stream them. You don't have to have any DVD player or anything. You can travel with them. You don't have to go to the gym, but you can if you want. I've done that before. And then also we have the highest quality supplements, right? So we have the first one that I have on here is Shakeology, which is a plant-based superfood. I have all the ingredients here on the slide, right? So we have probiotic digestive enzymes, we have phytonutrients, antioxidants, and a protein blend. I usually recommend going with the vegan-based, right? So I think everybody kind of has some level of lactose intolerant for the most part. So I kind of recommend going that direction first. I have really strict quality control for this product, and it's a living formula, right? So it's always evolving, right, over time. If they find one of the ingredients that the quality has starting to go down, they'll either find a new supply chain or swap out the ingredients for something better. So I really like that about them, that they're not afraid to audit their formulas and change it if needed. So the next thing that we have, as it relates to supplements, we have a performance line. And so, I started using this, I think, probably about a year ago now. And I really like this stuff. So I mentioned that plant-based pre-workout. That really helps me get out of bed, get me going so that I can actually do a workout in the morning. Like I said, not much of a morning person, so it takes work for me. So it's a green tea extract for like the little bit of caffeine. It doesn't give you the jitters or any stuff like that of kind of the stuff that, if you've ever, tried some of the other pre-workouts, it doesn't do any of that. So there's a hydration supplement that I really like. It really helps you with hydrating during your workout or replacing electrolytes and stuff like that. It's like Gatorade, but without any of the sugars or bad stuff or anything like that. So, and then there's a post-workout that I like. I really have, like muscle soreness and stuff like that. And I'm really susceptible to like leg cramps and stuff like that too. Like during the middle of the night and everything. I found that this really helps me with that. So there's a few more supplements in the line, but those are primarily the ones that I use. They've been independent lab tested. So if you go to informed-sports.com, do a search there for Beachbody Performance Line, you'll see that they're all there, right? So really high standards of quality and stuff like that. And this supplement line is actually sponsored by Ironman. So there's a URL here that you can go to, or you can just do a Google search for Beachbody and Ironman. You'll see there's an article on that and everything of that sponsorship. And then the other thing with all of these supplements and everything is that there's a bottom of the bag 30-day money-back guarantee. So, for whatever reason, if you're not satisfied with some of the supplements, then you can return them. And honestly, there's one of them that didn't really agree with me, and so I did that even myself. So I have some information here just on Beachbody the company. They started in '98. They started an affiliate program in 2007, which is what I'm part of. It really gives opportunity for their customers to start their own business. So what can you expect from me as your virtual coach, right? So number one, you fill out a form typically, and then, or send me a message. I can send you the link. And then we'll get on the phone kind of like this, and we'll do a free consulting call, figure out kind of what your goals are, where you want to go, right? We'll get you started with the workouts and whatever nutrition products it is that you need. And then we'll do a weekly accountability call. And so that's where we get on a Zoom call and we talk about what your goals are for the week, where you're at, maybe kind of where your stumbling blocks are, what you're struggling with. And then we come up with a customized solution for that, right? And then, so then what does it look like cost-wise, right? So to get started, and again, like I said, this is like a customized plan after we talk, right? So I'll send you the, after we talk, I'll send you a shopping cart with, what we had talked about. You're going ahead and complete your order. The usually ranges, like the cost is around between 40 and 160, depending on what it is that you're looking for. For the streaming workouts, it's $40 a quarter. If you do a year, it's $99. So there's a little bit of a discount there. Shakeology, if you go that route, it's about $130 a month. And then there's discounts for combining purchases, and that's why it ranges between 40 and 160 typically. So there's also, I have a slide here that's optional about an optional membership. So $16.95 a month, you can get 25% off of all of your purchases, right? It also gives you the opportunity to start your own business, right? So it gives you the rights to actually sell the products and earn money off of referrals, right? So you start getting results and stuff like that. People are asking what you're doing, right? Then you have the opportunity that you can send them your own link and earn a commission, 25 to 40% for your referrals, right? If that's something that you choose to do. So it's a nice little bonus. That $16.95 gives you the website. There's also a Beachbody app that you can, keep track of your customers and stuff like that and help them through it and stuff like that. It also accounts for like returns and your customer service and all that stuff, right? You don't have to keep inventory or anything like that. Next here I have one other thing that I really like about this company is that for U.S. military, for active reserve, for veterans, for spouses that have been lost in service and stuff like that, that membership fee is waived. So it's free membership, 25% off of all purchases for life. And then it also gives you, again, the rights to build a business, right? So if that's something that you decide that you want to do and that you want to pursue, essentially it's free option for you to earn some commissions and stuff like that. There's a number of other ways to earn income through the company, but I don't want to go into those right now. That's probably another call. So we talked about kind of the the customer aspect, but what can you expect from me as your business partner? So you say that you get some results and stuff like that, and you're really interested in it, and you want to pursue that, right? So obviously, I'm not the only Beachbody affiliate out there. There's other ones as well. So kind of I go into what's a little bit different about me, right? So number one, if you decide to go that route, we'll do a getting started right call, right? Where we'll discuss, after you fill out the form, discuss your vision, kind of talk about your goals and what you see with your business and exactly what you want to do. Then we'll create custom objectives for you for 30, 60, 90 plus days out, right? And then I will mentor and advise you one-on-one. So we'll be doing a lot of calls like this. Each week, and working together. And so My objective, though, is to turn you into a leader, right? So you can host your own calls, and so you have independence, right? And I can give you systems and training, and teach you how to build relationships online and stuff like that, and all the social media stuff, right? But at the end of the day, I can't build your business for you. So I can help you, mentor you, and advise you and stuff like that. But basically, you take a step towards me, I'll take 2 steps towards you, right? And so that's kind of the way that my relationships, when we're doing business partnerships and stuff like that, will work, is that as you're starting to build and ask questions and stuff like that, I will show up and commit to you. So the next slide here, what is kind of the earning potentials, right? So depending on, and I have on the slide here, the 2016 audited coach earnings. So the high-end earnings is anywhere from basically 18K to, at the high end of the Star Diamond, is 3.5 million basically per year. So average earnings is about 500, right? If you're just doing, kind of as a hobby, all the way up to like 110. So, and I do have to insert the disclaimer here, of course, right? So, so I am going to read that here, make sure that I get it right. So, Beachbody does not guarantee any level of success or income from Team Beachbody coach opportunity. Each coach's income is dependent on his or her own efforts, diligence, and skills, right? So obviously, this isn't a get rich quick or anything like that. You obviously have to put in the work, just like any business, right? I found that, there's any business that's worthwhile, is going to take some time and some effort and some patience, right? So know that going into it, that it doesn't happen overnight. And that's the case with any business model, to be honest. Okay, so how do you get started? So you're ready to start, whether if it's as a customer or you want to start building a business. There's in my Instagram bio, there's a Linktree link, and I have it in the slide here too. So you can go there. There's a form to fill out if you want to be a customer, or if you want to be to apply to be a business partner, right? I'm only taking on, for the month of May, I'm taking on 5 clients. And that's all that I really have time for. So whether if that's a customer or a business partner, I want to make sure that I have the adequate time to really take this serious and to do it right. So I don't take on too many clients at once. And the deadline for this month is, so fill out that form and then we'll get on the call. The deadline for that is April 26th. And then that'll give you time for the May 4th launch. So that's when we're going to start our next group up. For anybody that's interested, it'll be May 4th. So get that filled out, get the form filled out for April 26th. Then we're going to call, I'll talk to you. If you decide that, in addition to the streaming, you would like to do some supplements and stuff like that, that should give you enough time to get that ordered so they can get those on the way for you. And then you should be ready to go. So that gives us the last slide here. And so questions and answers. Let's see here. I will try and bring that up on Instagram Live here. I don't know if there's an option. Okay. Sorry, I know it's kind of shaky here. All right, cool. So I don't see any questions. But after this call, I'll go ahead and send out a recording for anybody that's interested. I'll post it over on my YouTube as well. And if you have any questions or anything like that about the morning routine, about the miracle morning or anything like that, this was just kind of a summary of my what I've discovered for me and everything like that. So I'm happy to discuss that. If you have kind of the same challenges and you can relate to me in that realm. So I'm more than happy to help you, whether you're a client of mine or whatever. So I love to chat about that sort of stuff. So hit me up anytime, and we will talk to you soon. All right. Take care, everybody.